build a strong house, you gotta start with a solid foundation. This is Rick's House, the home improvement show.
Hey y'all, this is Rick Allen, and let me tell you about one of my favorite companies, Top Septic. If you need a new drain field, or maybe you're having a problem with your existing drain field, or maybe the septic tank just needs to be pumped, they are the folks that can handle it for you. They know what they're doing. They're an American-owned company run by a veteran who wants to give you the type of service that you're expecting. Top Septic. Call them today, 865-599-1690. 865-599-1690.
Don't let do-it-yourself become do-it-to-yourself. This is Rick's House, the home improvement show.
Hey y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show on the road. Let me tell you about my friends at Knoxville Salvage and Old City Kitchens. Joel Popper and the team there have been friends of this program for a long time, and they want to be your friend. Friends, they have got the best cabinets, the best products. You say, Rick, is it seconds? No, everything's first quality. They do have some seconds if you want to get a deal, but not on kitchens and not on about everything they have in the store. So trust me, they're part of our team. They want to be part of your team. And in this environment where building materials are going through the roof, they're going to have the best prices on the best products in Knoxville or anywhere in the surrounding area. Call them today. See them online. KnoxvilleSalvage.com, OldCityKitchens.com. A Rick's House favorite.
Permachink Systems, protecting wood for a long, long time. Not only protecting it, but beautifying it, helping it when it's decayed, working with log home people, and also working with homeowners. They have a store on Prosser Road in Knoxville at 1605 Prosser Road. That's 800-548-3554. Or a store in Sevierville, 1357 Dolly Parton Parkway, 865-774-3307. 865-774-3307. Let me tell you what you're going to learn when you get there. Things I didn't know about. How about the Woodsman line of smooth log caulk? The other day I was looking for something that matched wood trim. I only had two choices, not with Permachink: pine, honey, tan, cedar tone, brown, and gray. E-wood, epoxy wood putty that really works. Putty that will harden and become just like the wood itself, maybe even better. If you're missing sections of your window sills or frames or furniture or any wood structure, this is the product for you. But maybe it's something smaller. How about epoxy wood paste? Contact PCS today. Call Permachink Systems today. Toll free 800-548-3554 or at the Sevierville store 865-774-3307 and find out how to make wood better. Hey y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show. Let me tell you about our newest sponsor, GFL. That's Green for Life. If you're looking for that dumpster or that roll-off or that piece of equipment that's going to get that debris away from your job site, or just keep things handy around and clean around that big business that you have, GFL wants to be your partner. They want to service you, and they want to take care of you. Locations in Knoxville and Morristown, and you can call them today at 865-475-7777. 865-475-7777. Dean Kings joins me today to tell us about a special offer for Rick's House listeners. Dean.
Yeah, Rick, if they mention that they've heard about us on your show or any kind of thing affiliated with your show, we're going to waive our delivery fee for any roll-off box.
And how much is that,
brother? That's a $75 savings.
$75 savings right off the bat. So if you're looking for that dumpster or that open-top roll-off, GFL is the company that's got them for you. They want to take care of you, they want to service you, and they do a great job for us. GFL, call them today, 865-475-7777, and mention that you heard them on Rick's House.
Hey y'all, this is Kix Brooks, and you are listening to Rick's House, everything you need to know about home improvement. And here comes Rick.
Oh, well, it's Rick's House. If you got a question, he'll help you figure it out. 'Cause it's Rick's House. don't get hot there. You couldn't cook an egg on the concrete. Walking around on the city streets, they go. Whoosh. Let the big dog eat. Let the big dog eat.
Saturday morning to you. Welcome to Rick's House. Thanks for joining us on the program.
Hoo-yah! Call the doctor. Call the nurse. I don't know what it is, but I know it's your way.
Happy Memorial Day to you.
Call the ambulance. Call the cop.
Sending out
Call the number of
just
the man
thankful
of God.
blessings for all those
Let the big dog eat.
who serve this country in whatever capacity that they do or have served, and for those who gave
Let the big dog eat.
all and gave the ultimate sacrifice. I mean, that's just what it's all about today. And so, I know we get tied up in the hot dogs and the cheeseburgers and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna have steaks. Caught some on sale. Come on. Well, actually, what happened was I cannot tell a lie. What happened is that we got. So they got my carts all messed up. You know what I'm saying? At Walmart, and we've got 2 Walmarts here in Odessa, Texas. And so what they've done is they've decided that they're gonna have to upgrade carts. So they come and picked up all the broke down ones, all the ones that wore out, and all that kind of stuff. And why they didn't already go ahead and buy the ones that they was going to have and have them there and just swap them that day, I don't know. That was a managerial type decision, far up the pay grade. Don't make no sense to me. But what that means for me is since they took all the benches out of the Walmarts because of COVID, I was told, that means that I got no place to sit down when I'm pushing a buggy. Unless, as I've told you many times, you can go in the store, make it back to sporting goods, and sit down on some shelled corn or some wood pellets for pellet stoves or something like that in a 50-pound bag. Then I got to get up and huff it all the way down to dog food at the other end of the store. And the dog food, and then I got to huff it back out to the end. Well, if I'm shopping, I can't do all that because I can't. I have to walk. I have to sit. I have to sit. I have to walk. I have to walk. I have to sit. And there's something rhymes with that I ain't gonna say. But anyway, that's just making sure I wasn't too loud, y'all. Let me turn that down just a little. I gotta get up and huff it all the way down to dog food. Okay, good. Well, I was checking my voice because I just turned the microphones on. So anyway, we got that going on. On the program today, you're not seeing me, although you can, and I'll put that on there. But I had finally did something I said I was going to do, which was get y'all a view of what we see out of the backyard.
It's our front yard.
Well, it is our front yard, isn't it, Mama? It is actually our front yard. And because we got that going on, so y'all can kind of see what we can see. And the sprinklers are running this morning. Now, you'll probably see Harold come flying through there. We probably already missed him. Harold's our maintenance guy, does a great job. I had a good conversation with him the other day. He comes by for coffee in the mornings. We do morning coffee and enjoy that. But you can see our lawn area and the other rigs that are down here. And those are globe willows. Those trees are globe willow trees. And they are beautiful. They're in the willow family, like the weeping willows we have back home in East Tennessee. But these are globe willows. Good to see you, Paul. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Glad to have you in on the program this morning. It's all good. But they're not, they don't hang down like a weeping willow does. They're beautiful, absolutely gorgeous trees. And they planted those here and made them. It's just plumb awesome. If that's a word, plumb awesome. So anyway, but the long and the short of it is we dig it. And I just wanted y'all to see something beside my ugly mug this morning. so you could see what we got going on and what it looks like. I've been telling you we're going to do it. And so we finally got it did. I figured that one out anyway. So we got that part of it. And Paul, good morning, Junior. What's going on, my brother? You doing all right? Good to see you. Yeah. But yeah, that grass, they had a guy that come in and they wanted it's this whole center area. Now there's nothing around us but old stuff and landman looking stuff. But that's what we look out of our front. That's the view out of my office, out of the little studio that we see. And it's just gorgeous. They're going to be 92, which 92 in the high plains. We're in the high plains. We're not in the high desert anymore. Brother Jim Sharp, what's going on, brother? Got some rain up there last night. I heard that. Good deal, good deal. And that makes it all grow. And we actually got a little bit of rain yesterday. It spit a little bit, just enough to make you mad. And so we got that going on. But they got the sprinklers going on, and they told me, they said, go ahead and prep this surface. The guy that told him how to do this, Kevin, the guy that owns the park that we're in, Kevin and Stacy, they said for the first year, anything that comes up, kill it. Don't care what it is, grass. Love you both too, brother. God bless you too, Brother Paul. But anyway, I said kill it, and they did that for a year. He said then prep it and plant it, and man, I'm telling you what, that's like carpet. I mean, it's absolutely just like carpet. It's so nice. Well, I could have left my old ugly shirt on, couldn't I? Amy made fun of me yesterday because I put on a pair of my big orange shorts, my gym shorts, and they are Tennessee orange if Tennessee orange ever happened. Then I put on a teal shirt underneath it, and then I got an old brown shirt that I've cut the sleeves out of that I put over that because I get stuff all over me. I ruin a shirt in a heartbeat. And I put that on over top of it, and the sleeves were cut out. And it looked like something else. I ain't gonna tell y'all. Amy said, "You gonna go to Walmart like that?" I said, "That's right. That's exactly right. Yes, sir." So I did, and then I took that off this morning. I thought, well, I got to put my blue shirt on, so because that's my signatures. I wear a navy blue shirt, and then I got thinking, well, I could just not put this shirt on, Amy, because they can't see me. But this too shall pass. So what y'all doing for Memorial Day? Y'all got a bunch of stuff going on. We got we're gonna make tater salad and like I said, picked up some steaks. We don't eat steak every once in a while, but we picked up some good steaks. Boy, beef down here is good. We got that going on and the fixings, and I don't know what's going on in the park, but it is nice and the weather's good. Like I said, 92 is the high today, but it won't feel like 92. 92 in the high plains or in the desert is not, and we got a breeze going all the time. Humidity's low. So we've got that done. But like I said, that's the view out of my front office window in the little recording studio that we have in here. I don't know if you call it a recording studio. Well, I guess you could call it a recording studio. I mean, I guess you could call it that. That's what it is. But anyway, that's what we got going on. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. I'm excited. I want to chat with y'all about what we got going on. This week, I have had, and I'm sorry, but when you become a person who has disabilities or anything like that, or anything that's challenges or whatever, and you get that going on, man, when you reach a certain age, they are wearing me out, wanting to talk about Medicare, A, B, C, D, Q, R, F, J, Y. I don't even know what they're talking about. But anyway, they're wearing me out, y'all. I ain't kidding you. And so I started counting. Well, of course, you know me. I did what all hillbilly rednecks who get a microphone in front of them do. I decided I was going to have fun with it, which I did. And I tell you what, I was, what in the world's going on with this crazy thing? But anyway, I just decided that I was going to have some fun with him. So I did. And I decided that I was going to give him a fit. High Tech Redneck Studios, come on. Brother Evan in the house. Boy, you better get out there and get that hay up out. It rain. Is it raining now, Jim? Evan, is it raining, brother? So anyway, Evan and I were talking about this. Permacheek in the house, y'all, this morning. But Evan and I were talking about this, and it's crazy. As a salesman, which is what I've done my whole life, in construction, it just challenges me. You give me an AI call, I'm on it. I'm going to do my best to give them as much aggravation as they give me. Now, two things happen because of that. One of it is if you ever answer one of them, they'll blow you up. No joke. I stopped counting at 50 in one day from the time I turned my phone on. Oh, you done got it up, brother? Good man. That's what I'm talking about. Go Vols, Roll Tide, War Eagle. Go Bucks. But anyway, I'm going to try my best. And when I did that, oh man, in like about 4 hours, I had 50 something calls. They were calling me they were using both lines on my phone. Now that's not working for me. That's what Evan and I was talking about. That's not going to work for me. But I kept on and on and on and on and on. And and then I started sending them. I send them the text, send them the text, send them the text. I just send them a text. Please text me. Please text me. Would you like to text me? Why don't you text me? Please text me. And I said, would you text me? Amy said, they're going to wear you out. I said, I know it. I couldn't help it. And then finally I started answering them, and they started answering. I said, I am so glad you called. I have been sitting here with nothing to do, waiting on you to call me because I am worried. I am worried to death. Not raining now, but rain for the next 3 days. I said, I am worried to death about this Medicare. I don't, what did you say? I can get a food card too? Shoot. So I went on with all that. And then finally, I told him I was 116 years old, whatever. And Amy come up with the best one. She come up with the absolute best one. Now, I've got to do a spoof on this, y'all, because, it is so good. I've got to do it. She come up with the best one. She said, tell him you're a rattlesnake wrangler. Excuse me. And that you're worried about having insurance because what you do is dangerous, and it's coming. The rattlesnake wrangling roundup's coming. And you got it. I need to admit about this. And you're worried to death about you going to get killed. I said, yeah, that's a good one. So I did that. But finally, I got a supervisor. And he was going, I guess, and Evan and I were talking about this. He was going to show them how to handle an unruly person on the phone. And I got him so mad, he called me a bad word. And I was then satisfied that I had met my goal of giving him as much aggravation as he gave me. Now I turned this over to Verizon, and I haven't had any this morning. They went in and they got some special secret high-tech computer stuff, Evan, going on that made them not be able to call me. And Amy hadn't had any either. Well, I told them to put them on every line we got because we've got 4 phones. But anyway, Amy said she had 44 calls yesterday. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, that's just plumb ridiculous. That ain't working for me, youngins. You know what I mean? We got to get something done about that. So anyway, so we got that done. And so I had something but the only thing I had this morning is I got a text message from one of those numbers where I just hit it, where they'd spoof the number and they'd call me and I hit it back and I said, hey, please text me. Well, I had a text this morning at 6:05 that said, who is this? Well, you know what I said? I said, well, I've been getting a lot of, there's Harold. Y'all see Harold? Harold's on TV. Tell him he's on TV, Amy. See him? He don't know he's on TV. I hope he don't pick his nose or something. He's out there. That's Harold. He's our maintenance guy. He's a good one. I gave him a hat yesterday. I don't know if he's wearing it today. No, he's not wearing it today. But anyway, so I got a text back this morning and I said, well, my name's Rick and I'm got over 50 spam calls yesterday. And who's this? And so finally the person realized and they said from this number. I said, yes, from this number and about 40 other ones. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, it wasn't me. I said, I know it wasn't. They're cloning it, He's checking the sprinklers. Yeah. Is it you watching? There he is. Harold's a man on a mission. Now he'll come flying in. He's rode his bicycle down here. He lives down there at the corner where the well is and the big water tower is. He's a good no. He usually comes and gets his coffee on, in the morning time. We tell lies until I tried to out talk him, but I couldn't out talk him. He out talked me. He out talked me every day, didn't he? I was having a moment, so I'm gonna have to pick it up. Evan, I'm gonna see if I can send you a link when we go into commercial right here, and get that first one out of the way, which I started it with them, but I'm gonna hit a few. I'm gonna try this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna know exactly how to do it, but I'm gonna see if I can do it. So we'll try to figure that out. If not, we can always call you. But if you can, and you may not be able to, and that's okay. I'm putting you on the spot, but I'm not putting you on the spot. So we're going to do that. Hey, it's Rick's house. Guess what? It's Saturday morning, and we are so glad you're with us. I'm tickled to death that y'all are here, and I want y'all to hang around. We got lots to talk about today. Let me get my show notes here. We're going to talk about cast iron cooking, youngins. The AI calls, we've already done that. I'm going to tell you about something that they do down here. RV grease filters. We're going to talk about that. I like the guy killed on the service road yesterday. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you all about that. And going to talk a little bit about Listerine, what it actually was used for in the beginning, and food banks and AC and schools and all kinds of living on the road stuff and home improvement stuff, because, that's what we do here. And we're just glad that you're here with us to do it. Thank y'all so much for being a part of what we do. Hang on, youngins. We're going to get it did right here on Rick's house. Hang on. Permachink Systems, protecting wood for a long, long time. Not only protecting it, but beautifying it, helping it when it's decayed, working with log home people, and also working with homeowners. They have a store on Prosser Road in Knoxville at 1605 Prosser Road. It's 800-548-3554, or a store in Sevierville, 1357 Dolly Parton Parkway, 865-774-3307. 865-774-3307. Let me tell you what you're going to learn when you get there. Things I didn't know about. How about the Woodsman line of smooth log caulk? The other day I was looking for something that matched wood trim. I only had two choices. Not with Permachink. Pine, honey, tan, cedar tone, brown, and gray. E-wood, epoxy wood putty. Putty that really works. Putty that will harden and become just like the wood itself, maybe even better. If you're missing sections of your windowsills or frames or furniture or any wood structure, this is the product for you. But maybe it's something smaller. How about epoxy wood paste? Contact PCS today. Call Permachink Systems today. Toll free 800-548-3554 or at the Sevierville store, 865-774-3307, and find out how to make wood better. Hey y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show. Let me tell you about our newest sponsor, GFL. That's Green for Life. If you're looking for that dumpster or that roll-off or that piece of equipment that's going to get that debris away from your job site, or just keep things handy around and clean around that big business that you have, GFL wants to be your partner. They want to service you, and they want to take care of you. Locations in Knoxville and Morristown, and you can call them today at 865-475-7777, 865-475-7777. Dean Kings joins me today to tell us about a special offer for Rick's House listeners. Dean.
Yeah, Rick, if they mentioned that they've heard about us on your show or any kind of thing affiliated with your show, we're going to waive our delivery fee for any roll-off box.
And how much is that?
That's a $75 savings.
$75 savings right off the bat. So if you're looking for that dumpster or that open-top roll-off, GFL is the company that's got them for you. They want to take care of you, they want to service you, and they do a great job for us. GFL, call them today, 865-475-7777, and mention that you heard them on Rick's House. Hey y'all, this is Rick Allen. Let me tell you about one of my favorite companies, Top Septic. If you need a new drain field, or maybe you're having a problem with your existing drain field, or maybe the septic tank just needs to be pumped, they are the folks that can handle it for you. They know what they're doing. They're an American-owned company run by a veteran who wants to give you the type of service that you're expecting. Top Septic. Call them today, 865-599-1690. 865-599-1690.
Got a question? Rick's got the answers for all your home improvement questions. It's Rick's House. Home improvement advice done right.
Tune in to Rick's House every Saturday from 7:30 a.m. to 9:30. Don't let do-it-yourself become do-it-to-yourself.
Hey y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show on the road. Let me tell you about my friends at Knoxville Salvage and Old City Kitchens. Joel Piper and the team there have been friends of this program for a long time, and they want to be your friend. Friends, they have got the best cabinets, the best products. You say, Rick, is it seconds? No, everything's first quality. They do have some seconds if you want to get a deal, but not on kitchens and not on about everything they have in the store. So trust me, they're part of our team. They want to be part of your team. And in this environment where building materials are going through the roof, they're going to have the best prices on the best products in Knoxville or anywhere in the surrounding area. Call them today. See them online. KnoxvilleSalvage.com, OldCityKitchens.com. A Rick's House favorite.
Whether you're living in a brand new home or swimming in a money pit, we've got your home improvement answers. It's Rick's House, the home improvement show.
Oh, well, it's Rick's House. If you got a question, he'll help you figure it out. 'Cause it's Rick's House.
And I don't know if I've done that right, but I tried it this way. I had never tried that before, so I sent you a link to both emails. I ain't sure what it'll do, but we'll find out. Hey, you're listening to Rick's House Saturday morning. Happy Memorial Day to you. You know, I don't know what you're supposed to say. A good Memorial Day, happy Memorial Day. You know, the main thing is that we recognize those who served our country and continue to serve our country, those who gave all and those who continue to give all that they can. And there'll be some hamburgers cooked and some hot dogs, I guarantee you. You know, we did a thing on, hot dogs I love a good hot dog. Now, I ain't going to lie. I love a good hot dog. That's what I do. I cannot tell a lie. I love a good hot dog. I'm telling you. But hot dogs ain't good for you. Nope, they're not. All right, we're going to pull you on up here, brother. Let's show you on the stream. Good deal.
Now, so
here you are. I don't see your picture,
yeah.
But you on there. You got a big E on there. Can you good, brother?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's going on at Permachink this morning, my brother?
Oh man, nothing really going on so much. It's a moving, man. We're getting in them summer months. It's starting to heat up. Everybody's starting to really work on trying to get all the maintenance and stuff done they need to get done before it gets too hot.
That's good.
You know what I mean? But this weather ain't helping us too much, so.
Ain't good for hay fields.
No, it ain't good for hay fields. Ain't good for staining either, but we need it bad. We need it bad.
Yeah. No joke. I mean, this time of year at rain, brother, it's important for as we go down as we get everything that needs to happen down the deal. I mean, it is. It's important. And I was talking to somebody yesterday or day before yesterday. Oh, I know. I was talking to one of the guys here in the park, and I said, well, I've got this sponsor and that sponsor. And I was talking about Permachink. He goes, Permachink. What is that? He said, I've heard of them. Like, well, you are tough. They in a bunch of states, brother. And I was telling so many people don't know all the products that you have that step outside of the log home world.
Oh yeah, I mean that's
yeah. Talk to me.
That's one of the things that we really tried to work on over the last couple of years is trying to transition from your log home care to your wood care resource, because really what we have can be used on any type of wood. You've got these massive timber frame homes now that are going up with a lot of hybrid stuff with stone and drywall, things like that. I mean, that right there is really what it's kind of going to, because as well as I know, Rick, nobody wants to get out there and wash that house every year. Nobody wants to do all that mess. So we're trying to go to stuff that's, concrete logs and stuff like that and just accent with the wood. And see, that's where we come in, because we can really get out there and make it look good. I mean, in fact, on our YouTube channel, they just posted a video yesterday. I mean, you know about the Summit being a Tennessee local.
Right. Sure.
I was up in the Summit on Bluff Mountain about a week and a half ago now, looking at one of the interiors that one of the builders in Sevierville finished, and man, it's gorgeous. They used our black stain, they used walnut, they used stone gray.
That sounds fabulous. Black stain, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, we've got it's called ebony. It's we can about do it in every single one that we have, other than our Ultra 7. But ebony, man, it's really starting to take off. People are starting to love it.
One of the things I was thinking about, and we hadn't had a chance to talk about it because you've been slammed and I have too, and trying to deal with everything. But one of the things that I see down here in this part of the world and other parts of these high plains and high desert, moisture's just not a real big concern for us because we just don't get much of it,
Correct.
So I see a lot of people, when you have high heat, which I should say high direct sunlight is really what we have. Like the high today is 92, but it'll feel about 75, 80, because there's a 15 to 20 mile an hour wind all the time. I mean, you got 10 miles an hour all the time, 10, 12 miles an hour all the time. So there's always a breeze. But the other thing that you have that I see is a lot of people, especially in our RV parks, and I was looking, and I'll talk about this in a minute, but I was looking, a lot of people just use a good poplar, or they'll use just a rough pine, or they'll build it out of pallet wood for decks and outdoor showers and all those kinds of things because, but it still needs a product on it to to give it some protection, because you know as well as I do, and I know you have products for pressure treated things too, but you know, I sitting here thinking I have so many options as we get ready to do a little deck and a little platform outside of the house, the travel trailer. I got thinking, why do I want to deal with pressure treated and it warping up like a monkey's uncle out here in this sunlight, when I can just use a good poplar or cypress or, you know, or something like that, and get with Evan and say, what I put on this thing?
Yeah. So if you're going to go on like a deck or handrails or anything like that, especially if it's treated wood, that treated wood's got to sit out there for about 90 days for anything can be done to it.
Yeah, because it can't absorb it.
Yeah, well, and plus too, as much treatment as they're using now on this stuff, because you know they can't use the good old creosote like they used to use back in the day anymore. Because
they can't use arsenic either.
No, like
are they still using ACQ? Are they still using that ACQ crap?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I haven't bought pressure treated. Yeah, I haven't had to deal with that, because when I built my deck, I used composite, but you know, that's just me. Anyway.
Well, composite's awesome, but you know, when I first started, it was salt treated.
Yes. Yep.
Back in the day, and then it went from salt treatment to arsenic, and then I did have one guy that I knew personally who got a big splinter right in the fat of his thumb. And he ended up getting some arsenic trouble with it, but but you know, and then they said, oh, well, you can't burn it. And that's why, because of the fumes and all that kind of stuff. Then they went to ACQ, which is something copper something. I never can remember the name of it. And if I could, I can't pronounce it. So I just say it real fast, but you know, they went to that, and I don't even know what they treat it with now. And they went from dipping it to vacuum treating it.
Yep.
And that's why the stuff jumps around everywhere, because you know, you take a tube of sticks, it's sparse in some places, dense in other places. Some of it's going to have more treatment in it than the others do. If you force it in there with the vacuum, then when the sun dries it out, it's going to jump around because it's evaporating at different rates. You know, it just, you know, that's the deal. But so y'all have got products for, if you know, for when I get ready to do, I can put it on and make it look nice, because I want it to look nice. I want it to look like back home. You know what I mean?
See, yeah, and the thing of it is with any kind of walking surface, and I've said this so much, and you know, you've got a lot of companies out there, bigger box companies, that will tell you that your deck stain's going to last 5 to 10 years. That's not true. We've done testing on it. Everybody's done testing on it. I've worked with Benjamin Moore and Sevierville. Their rep has even told me that if you're getting, you know, 1 to 2 years out of it before you got to do maintenance on it, you're doing great. Right. And that's what I gauge stuff off of. You know, your deck's just going to be a little hangout spot for you and mama, or, you know, you're not going to be dragging chairs across it or having kids run up and down it and everything else. You know, you may get 3-4 years out of it. But with any kind of walking surface or handrails, we recommend Deck Defense, which is what we manufacture. It's a water-based penetrator. Works great. But before that needs to go down, like I said earlier, you got to let it sit for 90 days if it's pressure treated. Anything else, we recommend you hit it with our product called Wood Renew. Wood Renew is a percarbonate cleaner, super strong. It will literally, let's just give you an example. If you got a cabin, say, been sitting out for 30 years, never been stained, it's grayed out, you know, looks great as can be. You take that Wood Renew, you spray it on there, and after 10 minutes, you grab that pressure washer and pressure wash it off. It's going to look like it just came out of the mill. It's going to look brand new.
No joke.
No joke. And I've used it. So I'm trust me, it works.
Now, I don't think folks probably heard exactly what you said, because you used a term that I don't know of anybody else that has. And if they do, I know it ain't as good as yours, but you said water penetrator.
Yes, it's a water-based penetrating stain. And the way that it's engineered, it forms a lattice throughout the wood. So as time goes on and your finish breaks down like all finishes do, when you go back and you do your maintenance, all you got to do is wash it with log wash, go back over top of it with another coat, and guess what? You're good. There's no need to be putting top coats or anything like that because it's all included.
That's awesome. Me and you, I got a business idea. Me and you need to go. You and I need to go into the fence post business down here. I'm telling you what, because they'll put a piece of barbed wire on a stick that my mama ought to whoop me with.
I know they will. That's the same. I was the same way when I was down in Central Florida. Them old crackers and them old cattle guys down there, they'll go out there and find a palmetto and they'll stick barbed wire through a palmetto. They don't care.
They don't care if it'll stand up any way at all, even if it don't touch the ground and it's a floater. I said, look at them floaters out through there. He said, what are you talking about? I said, look at them floating fence posts out through there. And then they'll take chicken wire and make them a cylinder silo and fill it full of rocks so they got something to put a gate on.
Yeah, you say that. I'm sitting out here right now putting hay in these bags for these horses. And my neighbor next door over there, he's got some old fence posts that his dad put up back in, I think, probably the 50s. And all they are big old pieces of red cedar that just been cut in half. Drove them in the ground. They've been there for 50 plus years.
That's good. That's good for hitting it with a staple. Come on. It ain't going to bounce around on you on that flat surface. I'm telling you. That's right. Hey, I've seen back home. I've seen a lot of them, brother. I ain't kidding you. Back in the day, when Amy's dad, before we ever started dating, I worked for him in the summers. Hauling hay and putting up tobacco, and then he had one time he had about 300 acres that he owned and leased part of it, and then he owned like 100 of it and 150 of it, and then he had another 150 that he leased. And so I spent a lot of time on a tractor, which I loved. I spent a lot of tractor time, I was going to say bush hogging, but we'll go ahead and be proper and say rotary cutting.
There you go.
And man, I built more fence, and I ain't kidding. And Paul's listening to us today. Seymour's in there. Paul worked for Jim too, and so yeah, we spent a many a day in the tobacco field. But you know what? These kids today don't know nothing about that.
No, let me see if I can flip my camera on real quick, and I'll show you what I put up this week.
Yeah. Put it on there so folks can see what you got going. There you are. Hey, brother.
Yeah, see my wonderful face. Let's see. I'll switch
you a handsome son of a gun. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you.
Let's see here if I can find it.
That's a good picture too.
Oh, I just have to turn my camera around. Is what I'm gonna have to do.
Oh yeah, it won't let you.
Yeah, I'll just turn my camera around and show you what I've been doing.
You see them globe willows out there? I'd never heard of a globe willow. You got them in Florida?
Globe willow? What are you talking about?
Yeah. If you look at the screen, that tree right outside my front there, that's called a globe willow.
Yeah, we didn't.
I never had heard of them.
Yeah, we never. I never had any down in Florida, not that I know of, at least.
Now, and then to the right over there, they've got them. That's them tall, skinny ones, Amy. What I tell you, they were cypress. They're a fast growing. Them little skinny trees, they're ugly. I think they're so ugly, but they got them everywhere down here because they grow real tall and real quick. They use them for privacy. They look like little, I don't know, asparagus shoots to me, but it's how you got to use what you got handy. You know what I mean?
Now let's see if Google will let me do this again. If not, we're just going to have to.
We're just going to have to go into our minds and imagine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Google ain't going to let me turn it back on.
Ain't going to let you turn it back on?
No. Nope.
Well, you turned on, we'll look at you.
Well, that's what I was trying to get turned back on now. So
it may have something to do with how the Melon app plays with it. I'm still learning. Every time I think I got something learned on it, they change it on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I can split the screen up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, so that's pretty good. Which I probably that caused you a headache. We'd look like the Brady Bunch coming on.
That's funny.
Found out that our buddy over at Top Septic, Josh, he's bought a little campground over in Sevierville.
Oh, did he now?
Yeah, he's got 8 units in there. He's going to put 8 more in there, and he'll have 16 units over there long term. So for those folks out there that's starting to look for that, he's going to have them ready.
Oh, well, that'll be good.
It's over toward the arts and crafts side.
Oh, we've got a good area to be in.
Oh, yeah. Anita with Crozey Mountain Cabins, a dear friend of the program, been a sponsor for a long, long time. She's got about 16, I don't know how many she's got, Amy, 16, 18 cabins now. But she's got several over on the arts and crafts side, and she's got about 4 over in Cosby, and that's my favorite place. You know where the Apple Restaurant is? Not the Apple Barn up in Pigeon Forge, but the Apple Restaurant over in Cosby. She's got right across the street. You go back in there, and Lord, it looks like you're going back into Bigfoot country, and then you drop down on the creek down there, and she's got some cabins in there. Man, I'm telling you what, is absolutely gorgeous. Got a little tiny house in there. That's a
restaurant over there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful part of the world. I ain't never been to that restaurant.
Oh, I have. I used to go over there when I was still farming tomatoes. That used to be one of the spots we used to go to for lunch.
A pretty good place to eat.
What it is. Oh, that's right. Carver's is fantastic. Yep, Carver's is a fantastic place to go and eat.
I know every time we go up there, we just get in that cab. We stop there. They put a Dollar General store across the street, and then they turned around and put a Dollar General store market right across the street from it. Now they closed the Dollar General store down and put a Dollar General store. I'm talking about right across the street, right next to the Cosby High School, right there. And
Lord,
or elementary school, high school, middle school, whatever it is. And they put it in there, so we just what we needed, we'd stop in there and get it. And once we got in that cabin and got down on the creek, and that hot tub was calling me. As a visual, you didn't need. That'll scar you for the rest of the day. I ain't gonna tell you what I wore in it neither.
Lord!
She cleans them. She cleans them real good after every visit. She completely drains them.
Did you pull the Borat thing and wear what he wore?
Oh yeah,
little V thing that went over you.
Oh yeah. I ain't got no shame. You look this good, funny. Man. You gotta let it. They don't know if I got a bathing suit on or not. I'm like, what's that movie, Amy? Amy, what's that movie with Eddie Murphy in it? Norbit. Yeah.
Oh Lord, yeah.
He said, ma'am, you got a. Morning, Bob. Brother Bob. Brother Bob, somebody you need to know. Brother Bob, I got my brother Evan on here from Permachink. Brother Bob is a wallpaper painting man deluxe in New Jersey.
Oh.
And he's been a friend of Rick's house for a long, long time. We kind of lost each other there for a while, but he's found us again. And wallpaper's making a comeback. He's putting wallpaper in $20 million houses. You believe in that?
I'm not, but I believe it. Trust me, it's the thing. He's all coming back.
I don't know, Bob. Are you still painting? He does all that painting and sealing and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure he knows about your product. I would imagine he knows how to do all that kind of stuff. So anyway, yeah, we've had quite the day. It's funny how things are relative to where you are in the country when we talk about the products, but that we utilize. But yeah, I got to thinking about that, and I told Amy, I said, I'm gonna have to get up with Evan, because when I do this deck, I am not gonna waste a bunch of money on a bunch of treated. There's no sense in it, And I thought, well, what about termites? And I thought, well, I'll use treated post and go from there.
Well, what you could also do if you're going with something that's not treated, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say you're going to go.
I can't put it in the ground. I have to build it.
Some pallet wood or whatever. You can always snag you.
Go ahead. I didn't lose you, did I? I lost you for a second. Raise your left arm, hold your foot out. I lost signal to him for a second. He'll be back in a minute. So you ain't been doing any painting, but there you are. All right, come on back, brother. Come on back. Oh, I lost him. All right, Brother Bob, you ain't done any painting? All wallpaper. That's all good, brother. That takes that patience I ain't got. Yeah, wallpaper is... I was talking to... Now, Bob, you'll find this interesting. Harold, who was on here a while ago, he is from Las Vegas, and he's our maintenance guy here, but Harold is a painter, wallpaper man by trade like you. And you guys are close to the same age, I would imagine. And his specialty was silk panels. Here he comes.
There we go.
There you are, E. I lost you for a second. You might be able to put your camera on now.
Yeah, that's what I'm fixing to show you right now. Show you some of the best looking hay that I've gotten.
Wow. Boy, it's clean, ain't it?
It is very clean. I picked that's about 171 bales that got picked up by hand right there.
Wow. What'd you turn that off for, boy?
I gotta keep stuff in bags. I got
I turned it back on. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. I'm out here stuffing bags right now.
What kind of bag is that? It looks like a.
It's a hay chick. It's a full bale bag.
Never seen that before. But see, I ain't been in the hay world in a long time.
Let's see, what I'm doing right now is I'm filling them up. I'm doing half of this beautiful hay that we get from Janbach Farms out in Loudon. And then this other half of it, I'm taking our hay and putting it in there so that way I'm getting the horses used to what we've got. So that way we can fully switch over and I don't have to buy hay for a little while. Now,
is that a specialty type of hay that y'all are growing, or is it like an alfalfa, or there's a lot of alfalfa down here?
So basically all that is right there is just a general prairie grass mix is all that is.
Okay.
It's got Timothy in it. It's got orchard in it. It doesn't have no fescue in it because we try not to feed fescue just because of we do breed or things like that. It's not good for mares to have fescue.
Gotcha.
And then
is it more water resistant as far as, you got to be careful getting mildew and all that kind of stuff in it?
Oh yeah, no, my moisture content on square bales, you want between about 12 to 18%, and most of those bales are about 15-16%, which is right where they need to be, which is why they're so green and pretty.
It is pretty. Now I'm gonna tell you, it is. It's good to see square bales again. I get tired looking at them round bales. Square bales is all we had back in the day. You know, Bob says I install wallpaper on the coastal islands of New Jersey. Grass cloth is the most used material by interior designers.
That sounds about right, Dave. There's a big.
Bob says all he says to him is they say, "Can you put grass cloth on there?" He said, "Yeah, get your checkbook out."
There you go.
We're going deep. Nah, he's good. He's good. He's good people. That's good stuff. So the ideal is, I know that your horses are specific.
Yes.
In terms of, and I don't remember what they are. I just remember you telling me that your bride is into a certain specific type of horse.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we've got a good mix now. I mean, her first horse she ever bought, or I guess, bought, was a Friesian, which we still have. She is basically, the best way I can describe, people don't know what Friesians are. You've seen Lord of the Rings, or you've seen any big medieval movie, and you see a big old solid black horse with long flowing manes and bells coming off their feet. That's a Friesian.
Oh, I bet they're pretty.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
Big? Are they big? Are they big like Clydesdale big? Or they?
They're not that big, but they're definitely big.
Gotcha.
They definitely, if you were sitting out somewhere and this thing came riding up on you, you definitely would be intimidated.
So you can carry a big boy.
Yes. And then we've got a couple of, we got one warm blood cross with a Friesian. That is the epitome of a medieval war horse. Big muscular neck, big shoulders. I mean, beautiful.
What's
And then
the origin, Evan?
So Frisians
Are they English or where do they come
no,
from?
so Frisians actually come from Friesland up in Holland is where they come from. And
That's
they are, they I forget how they got over here. Julia knows more about it than I do, but they're beautiful. They're beautiful horses, and people take pride in them. And of course, with the warm blood cross we have, he's got all the prettiness of a Frisian, but he's got the warm blood in him. So he's one that you can use if you really want to use him for. Well, you don't want to use him for roping because he's too big, but he's pretty versatile. And then we've got two quarter horses. Of course, everybody knows what a quarter horse is.
Oh yeah,
and then
sure.
And then we've got like a quarter horse pony almost. He's interesting. He's the one I normally ride him every once in a while, just because he's pretty easy to deal with. And then we've got quite a bit of other horses that are boarded here from us. Got a saddlebred, we've got a Mustang, we've got an off the track thoroughbred. We've got quite a bit.
Right. Of course, being in the land of horses and cowboys, I'm a plowboy stuck in the cowboy land. I like that new song that John Party and what's his name? Amy calls him Kermit because she said he sings like Kermit, but I don't think he sounds like Kermit.
Kermit.
Amy, what's his name? Yeah,
I don't think he sounds like that now, but
what's his name? Luke Bryan. I actually have met Luke Bryan several times, and he's a super nice guy. I like him, and his little mama, she's something else. She goes everywhere he goes, and there's a video. He's all right, feller.
He's catching some hate right now though with that whatever the new song he released, Camo, Climb Tree, whatever that just come out.
No, I ain't heard that one yet.
Oh yeah, he's catching a little bit of flack on that because people are saying all the lyrics are AI generated.
Oh, I don't
because
know.
of the way it's written.
I saw him when I was doing country radio in Panama City Beach, and that was back when Spinnakers was still open, and Spinnakers had a big thing every big country thing, and Luke headed it up he was on tour with Light Beer for Miller, and he was doing all the Walmarts, and they made the stage out of 12 packs and cases. And that's when I first met him. And then they would all go to Spinnakers, which he has a place that he had for sale in Rosemary Beach, which is just west of Panama City, which is big money. I think he is asking $20 million for it or something like that. But anyway, but his favorite place down there was Hunt's Oyster Bar, which is legendary oyster bar in Panama City. But anyway, long story short, they come out to play at Spinnakers, and they was like, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes late, and they come out, and they were doing the show, and we were backstage, of course, and his mom was there and his wife, and he tortures his wife he loves to pull pranks, and she does too. I don't know if you've seen that video of him where she's out riding the bicycle. Where he's got that train horn. I want a train horn on my truck so bad. I can't stand it. I got to do that. I got the horn blowed at me 3 times yesterday. I don't understand the service road. When you're rolling along and you got to slow down and yield, that ain't working for me. But I got the horn blowed at me a few times yesterday. But anyway, he come out there and he made it through a couple of songs, and he stopped and he said, I'm just going to tell y'all, if y'all see that the guitar playing ain't real good, he said, that's because I'm playing lead. He said, I'll just say that our guitar player's not feeling real good this morning.
That's funny.
And he said, so if he makes it out, we'll get a little bit better guitar playing, but he may not make it out this morning. He's feeling just a little bit under the weather. I thought, boy, I bet he is. And, but he plays the piano. He's a talented guy. A lot of folks say, oh, he's not country, but he is country. He's just a different kind of country. I mean, he's one of the Buck Commanders.
Yep.
along with I can't remember his name. He was pitcher for New York Yankees, and he's from Panama City, and he's got a son that's special needs, and I can't think. It'll come to me in a minute, but he's one of the other Buck commanders that and the guy who heads that up, Camo Dreams in Panama City. Look him up, Camo Dreams in Panama City. And I'll think of his name in a minute. I can't remember names for crap anymore. But what they do, Camo Dreams, the Buck Commander, which is the sister company of Duck Commander with with the Robertsons, is that they bow hunt, and it's Jason Aldean and him and the guy who was a pitcher for New York Yankees, who's a super nice guy that does have a special needs child. But what they do is they take these youngins that are in wheelchairs and special needs and all kinds of stuff, and they take them fishing, they take them gator hunting, they take them deer hunting, and these kids, man, it just changes their world. And they've got specialty blinds built for them. I mean, it's just a first class outfit.
That's awesome.
And the guy that does it, I don't know why I can't remember his name. I know it as well as I know yours. That heads it up. He's a Florida game wildlife and game agent.
Oh,
and he's the one that started it. And then the local sports stores there, they support it. And it's just a phenomenal program for these young people that's just awesome. And it'll come to me as soon as I get off the air. It'll hit me right in the face. But all those guys participate in that, and these kids, they're just tickled to death to get their first buck, or they take them hog hunting, they take them gator hunting. I mean, it's the darndest thing you ever seen. Tad blame, I can't remember why. I can't remember that. Doggone it.
We do something. We support something similar to that through TWRA. I know. I just was talking with our agent out of Nashville that we deal with, and we do quite a bit, man. Permachine tries to stay with the charity, man, and help people out. And I upped it a little bit this year. I forget how many kids it covers, but it covers quite a many kids that go hunting. So.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It is a great organization. I just pulled them up on Facebook. Camo Dreams Inc. Let me get his name right. I can't believe I can't remember his name. Just I swear it's showing them all in the. I put doors in his house back in the day.
You ain't letting that age catch up to you there, are you, old Rick?
Dude? It's all over me, brother. I'm telling you, it's all over me. It's all over me. I can't do no good. It's just all over me. I can't remember. If you'd ever told me that I couldn't remember something, I remember. I do good remember what I ate for breakfast. It's catching up with me. I can't tell no lie. Derek Fussell, that's his name.
Derek Fussell.
Yeah,
that name actually sounds kind of familiar.
Derek Fussell he's the wildlife officer that heads up Camo Dreams. And with the Robertsons Buck Commander, and man, they just do, and like I said, Jason Aldean, and that's why they give them a bunch of stuff about not being true country or old school country, and I like old school country just like everybody else does. Mm-hmm. But I also see what these boys do, that for these young people. Right there's a guy that's a pitcher. That's going to drive me crazy too. Until I get his name, and then they also they work with Make-A-Wish, so it's just just all around good bunch of fellas and ladies that take care of these youngsters. Timbo, I'll tell you his name, man. Dad, blame it. That's going to drive me crazy, brother, till I figure it out. And it'll hit me. Thank you. Tombo. His name's Tombo. Tombo. Oh well, it'll come to me in a minute. But I think it's Tombo Martin. Let me see. That's gonna drive me crazy. But he was a pitcher from Panama City. Tombo. Let's see. Tombo. I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, they do a lot of stuff for young people, and that's great. In East Tennessee, we've got a great group of folks that work with the special needs kids. One of my buddies has got two of his children that are engaged in that, and they just do a phenomenal job with it. Tom Bo Martin, yeah.
Tom Bo Martin.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. I didn't find it, but that's like I said, I'm pretty sure it was the Yankees that he pitched for. But you know, so I like to see people that are out there. There he is, Tom Bo Martin, Panama City Beach, Gulf Coast Gym. That's one of the things that they do down there. He's got some pictures of that going on, which I was involved in all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Tom Bo does a great job with Buck Commander and all that kind of stuff. And hadn't talked to him in a long time, but there's Luke Bryan, doing his thing with it. So yeah, I can't fault them boys when they're giving back like that. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely not.
Because they don't have to, but they choose to. Oh, well, that blame. Hang on just a second. There was Rick's house on something. We got to go back and see what he's talking about. He might be talking about me. I don't know it. Oh, ran into Tom Bo today at Home Depot. Awesome guy. Look forward to having him on Rick's house. That's 13 years ago, brother. That's how long I've been doing that. You believe in that?
Dear Lord, that's a while, man.
Yeah, it's popped up on his Facebook page. And, we've adjusted the show a little bit on the air. We call it Life on the Road with Rick's House. That's for the YouTube, the TubeView, the Talk Tick, and the Insta Poot and all that stuff that we have to do. It drives me out of my mind. They drive me crazy. Yeah, Tombo, good people. Well, brother, I know you got hay to put up. Thank you for coming in. Tell them how they find you. And it's always a pleasure to have Permachink on with me, and especially my buddy Evan. Tell them how they find you in East Tennessee, and of course, with our major sponsors that we have with Knox Rail Salvage and GFL and of course Cozy Mountain Cabins. If you're coming from wherever and you're looking for that cabin, and with Permachink, y'all in 13 states now. Did you tell me 13 locations? What did you tell me?
We've got Knoxville and Sevierville. We've got Pennsylvania, Minnesota, Montana, Colorado, and Redmond, Washington. We've got 7 locations that are owned by Permachink, and then we've got numerous throughout the country that are resellers and dealers and things like that. Yeah. And then, of course, in Canada,
you get to them.
Yeah, and then, of course, in Canada, we've got Canadian Lock Home Supply. Then you've got Canada's Wood and Lock Home Store, and then you've got Brock White, which used to be Whitecap. We've got all our Canadian dealers up there. And of course, we can always ship international too, but that's here and there. But
good products by good folks. What I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, and if you guys are looking for me by chance, you can find me in my office in Knoxville, right next to the zoo, off 1605 Prosser Road, in the old Mullins Business Warehouse Park. Y'all need to stop by. Any questions, samples, man, let us know. All of our samples are free. We don't charge for them, and I'd be more than happy to help anybody out with any questions. Yeah, samples are always free. We don't charge.
Stop in and look at the little tiny house, right?
Yep, little tiny cabin right out front that we did. We did about every single thing known to man that we manufacture on that thing. And you can see, how good it looks, because it's in the sun 24/7, 365 days a year.
And of course, they can call you on that 800 number, and you can find either a location or a distribution location.
Oh, yeah.
Whether they're in West Texas or Florida or New Jersey up there at Bob or wherever.
Yep, Permachink.com will be the best place to go. And if you're looking for somebody to do something, and you don't necessarily want to do it or get on a ladder, we do have contractors on there. Now, they don't work for us, but we do have a portal where you can find contractors in your areas that'll do your business. And most of them, no, you can't. Most of them on there have been to one of our classes, so they know our products, know how to use them. But I always tell homeowners, make sure you get references and err on the side of caution and look at the work they do.
Well, and that's the thing too. Y'all educate the people that utilize your product, because that's the way to. I mean, there's nothing worse than taking a fantastic product and putting it in the hands of somebody who don't know what they're doing.
That's the worst thing.
And that is the worst thing. And y'all work hard to make sure they understand how to make that happen.
Oh, most definitely, especially when I put on the Bob Ross wig.
You know, I'm glad you're able to put the Bob Ross wig back on and make that happen. That's good stuff,
man. Yeah, it's been a little while. Made a little hiatus there for a little bit.
That's all right. Bob just had to catch you up a little.
Yeah, Bob had to catch on up. You're exactly right.
That's right. Always good to have you, my brother. I'll call you later.
Sounds good, Rick. Thank y'all. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you, brother. Brother Evan in from Parmachink with us today, and just happy to have him with us. Thank you so much for being with us, brother. We always appreciate it, and it's always good to have him in there. We're going to take that next time out so I can get some more coffee and do some of the things that I need to do. When we come back, we're going to jump back into conversation. You know, does putting the word RV on there make it go up? It does sometimes, but we're also going to tell you about that. And I'm going to tell you about something that caught me off guard. I learned something from the interweb yesterday, a matter of fact, that just caught me off guard, and I thought, wow, never thought about that. And it was an email I got from Outlook, an article written by Jill Layton that has 8 ways of things that might cause fire in your home or your RV trailer that, hey, you may or may not know about. Hey, it's Rick's House. You're listening Saturday mornings. Hang on, youngins. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
3, 4. Whoa, way down south in the rain and the heat. So get hot there, you couldn't cook an egg.
You know, I grew up in a house as an electrician's son, and I figured out right fast that I didn't want to do electricity for a living. Why? Because it takes a professional. Let me tell you about the professionals at Keith and Sons Electric. Great friends of the Rick's House program. They are the electrical contractor that we like to recommend, who's with over 15 years of experience. They've built their company servicing the residential community and doing the commercial stuff, solar systems, new construction, remodeling, bucket truck service, pools, spas, jacuzzis, wiring, electrical generator installations, panel upgrades, gas station wiring, and more. Whether it's troubleshooting or repair, we want you to call the team at Keith and Sons Electric, 763-6599. That's 850-763-6599, or find them online at rickshouseradioshow.com. Go to game. Keith and Sons Electric. We make the impossible doable. Keith and Sons Electric, getting the job done from bucket trucks to small residential. Professional electric services done the way they should be. Keith and Sons Electric Company, a Rick's House favorite.
Located in the heart of East Tennessee, where they do full service plumbing and repairs, all clear plumbing. Wheeler and Daniel, they know how to get the things right in your house. From a broken water pipe to an emergency repair to a water line installed, or maybe something that you never thought a plumber could do. Who do you call? You call All Clear Plumbing. Talk to Wills, All Clear Plumbing, your choice for plumbing. 865-443-7752. Located in the heart of East Tennessee, where they do full service plumbing and repairs, all clear plumbing. Wheeler and Daniel, they know how to get the things right in your house. From a broken water pipe to an emergency repair to a water line installed, or maybe something that you never thought a plumber could do. Who do you call? You call All Clear Plumbing. Talk to Wills, All Clear Plumbing, your choice for plumbing. 865-443-7752. Located in the heart of East Tennessee, where they do full service plumbing and repairs, all clear plumbing. Wheeler and Daniel, they know how to get the things right in your house. From a broken water pipe to an emergency repair to a water line installed, or maybe something that you never thought a plumber could do. Who do you call? You call All Clear Plumbing. Talk to Wills, All Clear Plumbing, your choice for plumbing. 865-443-7752.
Hey y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show on the road. And let me tell you about my friends at Knoxville Salvage and Old City Kitchens. Joel Piper and the team there have been friends of this program for a long time, and they want to be your friend. Friends, they have got the best cabinets, the best products. You say, Rick, is it seconds? No, everything's first quality. They do have some seconds if you want to get a deal, but not on kitchens and not on about everything they have in the store. So trust me, they're part of our team. They want to be part of your team. And in this environment where building materials are going through the roof, they're going to have the best prices on the best products in Knoxville or anywhere in the surrounding area. Call them today. See them online. KnoxvilleSalvage.com, OldCityKitchens.com. A Rick's House favorite.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show. Let me tell you about our newest sponsor, GFL. That's Green for Life. If you're looking for that dumpster or that roll-off or that piece of equipment that's going to get that debris away from your job site, or just keep things handy around and clean around that big business that you have, GFL wants to be your partner. They want to service you, and they want to take care of you. Locations in Knoxville and Morristown, and you can call them today at 865-475-7777, 865-475-7777. Dean Kings joins me today to tell us about a special offer for Rick's House listeners. Dean.
Yeah, Rick, if they mentioned that they've heard about us on your show or any kind of thing affiliated with your show, we're going to waive our delivery fee for any roll-off box.
And how much is that,
That's
brother?
a $75 savings.
$75 savings right off the bat. So if you're looking for that dumpster or that open-top roll-off, GFL is the company that's got them for you. They want to take care of you, they want to service you, and they do a great job for us. GFL, call them today, 865-475-7777, and mention that you heard them on Rick's House. Permachink Systems, protecting wood for a long, long time. Not only protecting it, but beautifying it, helping it when it's decayed, working with log home people, and also working with homeowners. They have a store on Prosser Road in Knoxville at 1605 Prosser Road. It's 800-548-3554, or a store in Sevierville, 1357 Dolly Parton Parkway, 865-774-3307. 865-774-3307. Let me tell you what you're going to learn when you get there. Things I didn't know about. How about the Woodsman line of smooth log caulk? The other day I was looking for something that matched wood trim. I only had two choices. Not with Permachink: pine, honey, tan, cedar tone, brown, and gray. E-wood, epoxy wood putty that really works. Putty that will harden and become just like the wood itself, maybe even better. If you're missing sections of your windowsills or frames or furniture or any wood structure, this is the product for you. But maybe it's something smaller. How about epoxy wood paste? Contact PCS today. Call Permachink Systems today. Toll free 800-548-3554, or at the Sevierville store, 865-774-3307, and find out how to make wood better.
Waking up between you and mama every Saturday morning. Lord, it must be a big old bed. You're listening to Rick's House.
Happy Memorial Day. Thank y'all for serving. All that have and all that did and all that gave all. Thank you so much for being available let us keep doing what we do. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. I had a great guest today with my buddy Evan in from Permachink Systems. And like I said, when you hear me talking about some of these, and he's like, well, you know, they said that's in Knoxville, Rick. Well, sorry, I couldn't help it. I had to have one more bite of that enchilada. We're going to talk about that. Just because they're there don't mean it may not have a location near you. Permachink.com. Green for Life, 39 states, GFL, you know, for your trash and salvage and all kinds of things the GFL does, trucking, you know, all that kind of stuff. Check them out. Be sure you see them. Knoxville Salvage ship stuff to you. Cozy Mountain Cabins, you're down here in Texas and you want to go see what it's like up at Dollywood, call Anita, Cozy Mountain Cabins. You know, so we got a lot of things. Chris Keith and Sons Electric, Panama City, but he works all around down in there. I don't know where else. I know he spends a lot of time in Nashville too, so I don't know if he's licensed to work up there or not, but great friends of the program. And, you know, if you're looking for somebody that you can send some money their way, I know our friends at Camo Dreams would just love to do that. And man, what a great job they do with those young people. And of course, back home in East Tennessee, our special needs up there for the Special Olympics. What a good job they do out of Gibbs High School representing the Tennessee bunch. So great stuff on the program. You know, this one caught me off guard. And I never thought about this. You know, I get so many things and I hear so many things that, quite frankly, sometimes I just forget stuff. I mean, that's just the truth. Sometimes I just forget. And sometimes I see something new and I learn something new. And when that happens, it's like, wow. So I got an article from Jill Layton that came to me on Outlook. And that's Outlook, not Outlook, Microsoft Outlook, but Outlook, I think is what it's called, or Out something. I can't remember. I forgot to write it down. I get stuff from them all the time. Home stuff. And, you know, I'm learning every day. And when you quit learning, that's when there's a problem. But I'm learning every day. I'm learning something every day, doing something every day, trying to figure out how to do something better. You know, I'm learning now that I'm listening to my granddad more, the things he taught me when I was a young man that I should have been doing to start with all along. And, you know, I spend a lot of time thinking about a project before I ever attempt it. And I'm forced to do that now because I can't just jump out there and do what I used to do. So because of that, I have to think about it. And the reason I have to think about it is because I'm limited in my mobility and things that I can do. I have to be sitting to do most about everything. And I can't walk great distances. So when I go, you know, I buy half-gallon Ziploc bags. We've talked about this. And I put the little tools and the bolts and the nuts and the tape and all those kinds of things that I have to have in those Ziploc bags so I don't have to carry a big old heavy toolbox of everything. So if I need a screwdriver or bits for my cordless drill or whatever, I put all that together so that it's what I can do. And I put it on my rollator, which becomes my workhorse. And so that I can take it and not have to make multiple trips because that's difficult for me. So when I find something that I've never thought of or somebody teaches me something, man, that's awesome. And I want to share it with you, especially when it's good common sense. I don't know why I never thought of this before. She gives 8 things that can cause a potential fire in your house. And, you know, lots of them are things that we think about but need to be reminded of. And she gave 2. One was a uncovered light bulb, an incandescent light bulb in a closet. Because an incandescent light bulb, y'all, gets hot. An LED doesn't, but an incandescent bulb gets hot, and that can be a source of fire, especially in a dry closet. Something gets up against it. Now, this is the one that just made sense to me. And she says, number 7. This one often surprises people. A 9-volt battery rattling around in a junk drawer alongside keys, paper clips, and other metal objects can short circuit and spark. And start a fire. While it sounds unlikely, it's a well-documented hazard. Store these batteries in their original packaging or cover the terminals with a small piece of electrical tape when they're not in use. The best practice is to move them out of the drawer to a dedicated battery organizer or in a plastic bin. And that just made absolute and total sense to me, because yesterday when I was at the store, Amy said we need some 9 volts for the carbon monoxide monitors and for the fire alarms, or smoke detectors, I should say. And I just thought about that, because when I was doing cable TV back in the day, before it got all fiber like it is now, when we were doing apartments, and I know this sounds crude, but you know, you had a central hub out where the utilities were that came up out of the ground. And then from where it came out of the ground, you might have 50, 25, 30, 20, 15, whatever leads sticking up, and you had to know which one of those to connect for the apartment. Well, in a lot of apartments over time, people have got in there and took the locks off and tried to get in there and get free cable and all that kind of stuff. So you're sitting there looking at 20, 15 or 20 of these leads, cable lines sticking up, look like green onions in the garden. And you're thinking, which one is it? So the way that we determined which one it was, because back then we didn't have the little buzzers, and none of us had the money to go buy one, even if we did. What we did is we took and put a little buzzer on the end to a cable fitting and put the wire to the cable fitting, and we screwed that on the cable end that was in the apartment. And if you were by yourself, you told the homeowner, holler out the door when that beeps. And then you went back outside and went back down the steps and went back over to where the central hub was. And you took a 9-volt battery and you touched it to each lead until it went beep. And they go, that's it. Now, because it was 9 volts of current. Now, 9 volts of current ain't enough to do nothing to you, but it is enough to make a spark. You say, Rick, well, what does that have to do with anything? Well, what it has to do with is this. When you're working every day, you don't know how long, you don't know if that 9-volt battery, after you beep, 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 I don't know how long I'd use them. I had a bunch of them in there. Well, you don't know if the 9-volt battery is good or not. How do you find out if the 9-volt battery is good? You stick your tongue to it. If it shocks you, then it's good. Blah, blah, blah. I'm watching my wife. She said, I ain't doing that. I've done it many times. You run through there and you can't get no beep beep. And then you think, well, let me check this battery. Stick it to your tongue. If you get a shock, that's good. Well, I did, but it didn't beep. Well, it wasn't powerful enough to do it, so you had to get your new 9-volt and put it in there. So, but yes, a 9-volt battery up against something in a junk drawer can certainly cause a fire. Broke the doggone cheese grater yesterday, day before yesterday. We probably had it 100 years, I guess, ever since we got married. And the end result was I was at Heb, H-E-B, which is a grocery chain down here that's really, really fabulous. That does Texas, and they're over in Kansas and some other places too. Well, I thought they were just in Texas too, but they're not. They're headquartered in San Antonio, I think. But anyway, they got a bunch of stuff there. Well, I didn't want to go to Walmart because I didn't know if they had their carts back yet or not. And so I'm in H-E-B, man. They got everything in there. They got cast iron stuff. They got plates. I got all kinds of stuff in there. And I'm like, wow, I got a little everything. So I go in, turn down the aisle in my electric cart. There's no boy in there with the beard and the hat on. Cowboy boots. There goes my neighbor in that big old Dodge. He's got her cranked up. He's a welder. And I had to go kind of where he was. I said, excuse me, brother. He said, hey, there ain't no problem, brother. Come ahead. I said, yeah, I broke the doggone cheese grater. He said, man, that sucks. I said, I know it. He said, well, what are you looking for? A knuckle buster or a non-knuckle buster? I said, well, I'm going non-knuckle buster. He said, well, let me show you. So he said, I've had this one over here about 10 years. He said, let me show you. He said, it's right over here. He took me over and I said, well, boy, it looks like a good one, don't it? He said, yeah, don't buy this one right here. He said, that's a knuckle buster. He said, this one right here. I said, well, it looks pretty good. So I got home last night with it, and Amy said, boy, that's a nice looking cheese grater. I said, yeah, it's pretty good. I told her the story about how that happened. But while I was in there, I was looking for, spit it out. Sorry, I'm eating that enchilada. I'm starving. I've been up since 4. But anyway, and we're going to do a recipe on, y'all look for it. I'm going to talk about the cast iron brownies today a little bit. But we're trying to do something about once a week. I'm going to give y'all the secret enchilada recipe. Because I'm going to go ahead and tell you I put my foot in it. Now, I took a recipe from Arnie Tex and Rachel Step by Step and all recipes and all that. And I looked at it, and then I took and adapted it for cooking in the travel trailer and the appliances that we have to use. And then I readapted it again last night for taste for Amy and I got it down. And I'm going to show you which products I use. That's coming up this week on the channel. Life on the Road with Rick's House at the Tube View. And we don't have a bunch of followers on YouTube, but it's there because it facilitates through mailing and Facebook and all that kind of stuff, so you can see it. But anyway, and we've also put up a wish list of things that I'm working toward. And those are things, if you're a company out there and you have these types of things, or if you have a product that you want us to look at, and if we think it's good, then we'll give it to our spam. We'll give it to our spam caller. You believe in that? And that's on my Rick's House phone. But anyway, we'll give it away to our listeners. You know, if you got products that you want to give away to get out there, we'll look at them, see if we think they're good, we'll give them away. So we'll do that. You can find that on the link. Or if you just want to, you know, help us with what we're doing, you can do that there as well. That's something that I put off. But you know what? Hey, if it's something I can utilize to help our listeners, or you know, I'm all about doing that. So everybody else does, so we did. So that being said, we've got that link up there. So I was in HEB, and so Amy has to eat dairy-free, gluten-free, wheat-free, you know, all these things because of her celiac disease. And so I pretty much eat that way, probably 95%, I'd say. Now, I eat plant-based cheese and plant-based sour cream and that kind of stuff some too, but I ain't eating that gluten-free bread. Now, I'm sorry, I can't eat it. I just can't. Except for the tortillas are pretty good, but for the most part, I eat that. So, but in every store, it's different when you go in there and you're on the road. So you have to learn a new store. You know, HEB's new to us. But if you're in one of those locations, I was talking, there was a young lady there, and I could tell she was a person in charge. And I told her what was going on. And she's from Chicago, but her husband's from here. Her name's Molly, and we will say hi to Molly. I told her we'd say hi to her on the program. I said, well, my wife is, you know, explained to her. She told me where everything was and really helped me. She said, oh, by the way, she said, do you like crawfish and crab and shrimp? I said, does a fat baby like a clean diaper? Absolutely, because we lived in Panama City for 13 years total, 12, 13 years, something like that. And I said, so we got used to that good seafood. Well, starting today at HEB's in Texas, and I'm pretty sure I can say this, they are doing Low Country broils in all locations on every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the next several weeks. It's like a couple months. And I didn't know this, but HEB has their own fisheries in the Gulf of Mexico. And they bring their own, they do their own fishing and their own stuff, and it comes straight from the Gulf fresh. We will be partaking of that, and you can buy one, or you can buy, they put it all together with corn and sausage, and if you just want it with shrimp, whatever. They said, we'll make it any way you want it. I love them mud bugs, and I love them, and I'm going to eat some of them. Now, that being said, she also told me, And this is something that Amy and I have talked about a lot, and it's something that as I've gotten older, my heart just reaches out. That I know that there are places in town back home in East Tennessee and other towns that we've lived in, that restaurants, at the end of the day, there are people that come and get that food and take it to the homeless shelters, to feed folks. They do some of that kind of stuff, but HEB, and I think it's wonderful, and I think we should. I think we absolutely positively should do that if you have the ability and are able to do so. But one of the other things, what HEB does, and I thought this was fabulous. She said we have fantastic food banks in Texas, and they feed a lot of people. And it's not just people, when you get older and, you can't get out, we have folks that we've worked with. I get that. I understand. As I get older, I get it. But what they do is as they are saying, okay, this should have been sold, has to be sold by tomorrow, we're going to go ahead and take it off the shelves. Every bit of the food that they take off of the shelves that's getting ready to go out of date, which is what they have to do, but it don't mean that there's anything wrong with it, goes to the local food banks near those locations and feeds hungry people. That is fantastic. HEB, they're making it happen. I wanted to recognize that day, and thank you, Molly, for helping us on the program. I appreciate that. In addition to that, I got to thinking about that and thinking, that should be the rule of thumb everywhere. So if you're a grocer out there and you guys are not engaged in that, I don't know what the what the laws and the rules and stuff are in your state, but in the state of Texas, they make it happen. I saw a thing on the news, and this is something I wanted to raise attention to about, and then we're going to jump into the uses for Listerine on the program. I'm going to share that with you. And then we're going to talk a little bit about RV grease filters. But I want to say this. No school in America. I saw where they were closing schools down because of heat. Because they don't have air conditioners in the school. Shame on Americans. Shame on our government. Shame on us. Shame on everybody. There is no school in the United States of America that should not have air conditioning and heating. They should have air conditioning. Now, I grew up in schools where people say, well, I didn't have no air conditioning. Well, we didn't either. We got fans in the windows in the 5th or 6th grade, and I thought Jesus had come down and done it. But I just wanted to make a point of that, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But there's no kids shouldn't. You can't learn when you're hot like that. So I'm just saying, down here they do that. The school system here is a little bit different. There's a school I was watching last night in Wink. They have 130 students, and their campus and their football and athletics and their school building and all that stuff would put most Division III or Division II small colleges to shame. And every school's like that here. So it's because they have independent school districts, ISDs. Look it up. And teachers are compensated well, as they should be. Boy, I'm preaching today, ain't I? That's all the preaching I'm going to do about that. Did you know that when chemist Joseph Lawrence developed Listerine in 1879, now let that sink in a minute. Chemist Joseph Lawrence developed Listerine in 1879. Bad breath was not on the agenda. I forgot. No, don't forget my coffee. I did, didn't I? Listerine was inspired by surgeon Joseph Lister, who pioneered antiseptic medicine. Lawrence formulated and sold the product bearing Lister's name as a surgical antiseptic. Listerine first became available as an over-the-counter mouthwash in 1914, but didn't receive or achieve widespread popularity until the following decade. Bad breath wasn't a a major social concern at the time, but Listerine changed that. Now listen to this. And I thought this was so interesting. And it just goes to show you the application of products and what they're intended for and how they can end up being used for multiple things. If you don't think that there's products out there that you can use for a lot of stuff, look at WD-40 and see what the uses are. Other applications for his invention that failed to catch on in the marketplace include floor cleaner. This is for Listerine. Floor cleaner, hair tonic, dandruff cure, deodorant, and beneficial remedy for such diseases as dysentery, diphtheria, smallpox, and gonorrhea. Eventually, Lawrence licensed the product to Jordan Wheat Lambert, a local pharmacist in St. Louis, and it was he who began selling it to dentists in 1895 as a mouthwash and disinfectant. Pretty interesting stuff, and it's continued to move forward from there. Great stuff on the program. Now, I said last week on the program that sometimes when you put the word RV on something, thank you, sweetheart, it sends the price up. And that's true. Hence my definition that 12-volt electric blanket in the $20 range, and then you put RV 12-volt electric blanket in the title, and it goes to $49.99 or $59.99 or $69.99. Is there any difference? In most cases, no. So I'd made a statement about RV filters for your range hood over your gas stove or induction stove or whatever you have. Well, my bride has one question that resonates in her mind, and her question is why.
I'm like that toddler.
She is. She's got that. She's like that toddler. Don't touch that stove. Why? Putting the name RV in front of it makes the price go up. Why? So I asked her, I said, what are you doing? She said, I'm looking that up. Now, what she did was teach me something, because in the application of RV grease filter for range hoods versus your home grease filter, there is one thing, one difference, one thing that you need to be aware of that can cause it to go up. And this does justify the price. And when we come back from this time out, I'm going to tell you. It's Rick's House, Saturday mornings. Hang on.
To build a strong house, you gotta start with a solid foundation. This is Rick's House, the home improvement show.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show on the road. Let me tell you about my friends at Knoxville Salvage and Old City Kitchens. Joel Popper and the team there have been friends of this program for a long time, and they want to be your friend. Friends, they have got the best cabinets, the best products. You say, Rick, is it seconds? No, everything's first quality. They do have some seconds if you want to get a deal, but not on kitchens and not on about everything they have in the store. So trust me, they're part of our team. They want to be part of your team. And in this environment where building materials are going through the roof, they're going to have the best prices on the best products in Knoxville or anywhere in the surrounding area. Call them today. See them online. KnoxvilleSalvage.com, OldCityKitchens.com. A Rick's House favorite.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show. Let me tell you about our newest sponsor, GFL. That's Green for Life. If you're looking for that dumpster or that roll-off or that piece of equipment that's going to get that debris away from your job site, or just keep things handy around and clean around that big business that you have, GFL wants to be your partner. They want to service you, and they want to take care of you. Locations in Knoxville, and Morristown. And you can call them today at 865-475-7777. 865-475-7777. Dean Kings joins me today to tell us about a special offer for Rick's House listeners. Dean.
Yeah, Rick, if they mentioned that they've heard about us on your show or any kind of thing affiliated with your show, we're going to waive our delivery fee for any roll-off box.
And how much is that?
That's a $75 savings.
$75 savings right off the bat. So if you're looking for that dumpster or that open-top roll-off, GFL is the company that's got them for you. They want to take care of you, they want to service you, and they do a great job for us. GFL, call them today, 865-475-7777, and mention that you heard them on Rick's House.
Saturday morning to you. Happy Memorial Day. How your mama and them? Come on in the house. Now, I could lie to you and tell you that the reason I went to commercial break, which is a short time out, was because I wanted to emphasize and hold you on the line. And when I was going to tell you why, there's a difference between RV grease filters and home grease filters, and how, excuse me, that's relevant. I could do that. I could tell you that, but that'd be a lie. And I don't lie to you ever. So I must come clean and say that although I did see a good opportunity to create a segue over to that, my real motivation is I wanted to finish them enchiladas that was on this plate right here beside me this morning. And they're delicious, and I'm going to give you the recipe for them in the video this week and show you how to make them. I just learned it from somebody else, so it ain't nothing I created, although I did put my spin on it, I guess we'd say. Now, what's the reason why a range hood filter might be more expensive in an RV than it would be in your home? And it could also be more expensive in your home, depending, but most likely not. And here's the difference. And my wife, who likes to know why, determined this information, and she taught me something. The reason is that many RV, especially older models, this is not so true in newer models, many RV grease filters are not vented outside. And because they're not vented outside and the air goes through the filter and comes back into the air that you breathe with inside the RV or travel trailer or camper or Class B van or whatever, Class A, whatever, diesel pusher, whatever you have. The reason that they're more expensive is because those filters are a charcoal filter, which has a charcoal pack in it. And that charcoal pack grabs the grease and stops it from coming back into and tarnishing the appliances and doing all the things it does, and you breathing it. So that being said, an in-home filter is a filter that's typically just a filter that does not have charcoal in it, because it's merely venting the large debris and allowing the air and grease to go on through and go outside. The other thing that it does is it kind of knocks the air from coming back in, when you don't have the fan running and have it on. Right now, we have our filter out because, as with all RV things, they're not going to make it a standard size that you can buy, or you're going to have to adjust it.
you're going to have to get the RV one, and the RV one is a charcoal one, and it does cost more money. Now, that being said, ours is vented outside, so I am going to make my own. The other alternative would be to purchase a $80 stainless steel one that you just merely put a new charcoal pack in. Well, I don't see I don't see the sense in doing that. Bob said, Rick, I believe you when you say you don't lie, but you did stretch the truth a little when you said I was good people. No, brother, you good people. Well, I might stretch it just a little. No, Brother Bob's good people. I guarantee you. If he was close and we needed wallpaper, he'd be our guy. I'm telling you. And if you're listening to us in New Jersey, hey, we need to promote you. You know, we got folks that listen to us up there, brother. We got some other folks up there. So I appreciate you doing that with us. So there again, so now there are some things that, just like I said, like the electric blanket that holds no water when it comes to justification of the additional cost. But that's not necessarily true in when there's a difference in the making of the product or something of that nature. So I just wanted to get that out. Many of y'all, Amy put me the what I made for her online with the cast iron brownies, and they're gluten-free, dairy-free. They were absolutely delicious, and she shared the recipe. But what I wanted to talk a little bit about today as we finish up here in the last few minutes of the program, just a few minutes. I wanted to share with you about cast iron cooking. And Amy said this last night, and I think it's true. And Bob, you've been around with it a long time. You know the deal. You know, cast iron kind of has a, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for, Amy? Kind of has a, if you've not, you know, our mammas.
Makes things taste better.
Oh, it makes stuff taste a ton better. But, you know, our mammas in that generation, they knew how to cook cast iron. And papaws, they knew how to cook it. They knew how to take care of it. They knew what to do, what not to do. And it's really not difficult. You just got to know what to do and what not to do. And I'm learning that from Amy. She knows what to do and what not to do. She knows what to wash it with, not wash it. She knows how to season it and how you do that and how you keep it done. The one thing I did learn about cast iron is the way that the reason that some cast iron skillets cost more than others is because of how slick the finish is on the inside, which means that's how much they've polished it. Now, I've got some less expensive cast iron skillets that I like real fine. They work real well. But the finish on the inside of the pan itself is a little rougher than the one that we have that's been in the family for a million years. It's pretty slick. Some of that has to do with wear, but a lot of it has to do with how it was polished when it was being created. And people say, oh, well, I use non-stick. Well, a cast iron skillet can be non-stick if you treat it right. But what I like about cast iron skillets and what I've learned about, dude, Bob says he uses cast iron almost exclusively. You're old school, bro, like we are. Amy does too. I mean, we have literally, as we've got, you know, pans and pots and stuff for gifts, as they have worn out, we just pitch them to the side. And now we've got a full selection of cast iron, even a small Dutch oven. I want a bigger Dutch oven. That's the one thing we don't have that I'd really like to have is a good Dutch oven. But cast iron cooks evenly. Once you heat it up and get it, it will continue to heat. Hence the reason in the brownies, if you look at the recipe that we posted on the YouTube, TubeU, whatever I call it, if you put that on there, it tells you that the reason we turned it, you have to be aware of the time because it heats, of your heat setting, and you also have to be aware of the length of time that you're going to leave what you're cooking in there, because when you pull it off the heat, it's still cooking. So the reason the brownies called for 30 minutes, I took them off at 28 just to let it cook a little bit longer, because it really could have went a little longer than that, but it actually worked out really, 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 really well. And then cleaning it properly and letting it stay seasoned. Man, that's the whole key to cast iron. Amy, would you add anything to what I've said so far about the cast iron cooking?
We just have to be careful. We can't put weed in ours.
Yep.
One that's dedicated.
This is true. Bob said I was a little concerned about having excess iron in my blood from the cast iron, but my recent blood test said no problem. That's awesome.
My granny, I mean, that's why they did it, because they didn't get to eat meat all the time back then.
Yeah, that's why Amy said that's why our granny, they didn't always have eat meat. Sometimes it was, and aluminum, that's what caused you not to remember nothing. I think that's a key thing to Alzheimer's. I hear now, I don't know. But the other thing about that is sometimes, and many times, and even in our house and growing up, and in most houses growing up in the country and probably in the city too, a meal, was fried taters, pinto beans, cornbread, and killed lettuce and onions, and that was a tremendous meal. And if you couldn't eat that, and then I grew up thinking I had to have meat, but now that I'm older, I really don't. I like meat. I'm a meat eater, but that's true. And the other thing about it is I think the benefits from it are just far exceed. You just don't have those risks. So, like I said, we have of all different sizes, and if you're gonna make good cornbread, you got to have a cast iron skillet. I mean, that's just all there is to it, as far as I'm concerned. We don't eat cake down here for cornbread. What's that? Jiffy? What is that? Jiffy mix? Is that what that is? Yeah, no, that ain't. A lot of people love it, and it's been around a long time. And God bless them. As far as if that's the taste you're going for, that's the one to buy. But that's just not the kind of like. Brother Jim Sharp, come on, brother. He said some of the best ribeyes I've ever cooked or eaten came from cast iron. Yes, they do, brother. I was just sitting here thinking, and Jim, I'm so glad you brought that up, and you're exactly right. A lot of times what I do is, I got those two steaks, and what happened was I'll tell y'all the story because we got a little time. We're going to run over a little bit, but that's all right. Because this is relevant. So because I got sidetracked and didn't finish my story. So because Walmart has replacing all their carts, they only had one or two carts left. Well, when I pulled in and all the handicap lanes are full, because I have mobility issues. I ain't gonna lie about it, just tell it like it is. I can't, I can't do. I have mobility issues. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Okay. That being said, if every handicap parking space is full, the chances are there being a cart in there for me to roll around in is null and void. So until they get those carts, I've been doing the, what do they call that, Amy? Pickup, grocery pickup. What's curbside pickup? That's the word I'm looking for. Well, on the last go around, I ordered it. Amy said, I'll ride out there with you because she's been really sick with some sinus stuff going on. She's getting we're trying to get that fixed. And so we get out there, and a very nice young lady, she handed me two containers of 18 eggs in each container. And I looked at Amy. I said, I don't think I ordered no eggs. She said, you didn't order no eggs? And she handed it back to me about the time the young lady was coming up to the side, and she said, she said, those aren't yours. She said, they put us 2 or 3 orders when they're smaller on these carts, so that we bring them out, we can get them out there. I'm like, okay. Well, they did that. And so we got home, and I was unloading the groceries because we can back up to the door, excuse me. And so I got to looking, and I told Amy, I said, I'm missing some stuff. Well, come to find out, I was missing some stuff. And because I was missing some stuff, I thought, well, then I said, hey, I've gained some stuff. And she said, well, I had 2 big blocks of mild cheddar cheese, Great Value brand. I had a grass-fed beef ribeye. That was like $12 for that one ribeye. And I had a can of Hungry Jack biscuits and a container of Market Side spinach and avocado dip, which was really good. It had water chestnuts in it and avocado and sour cream and mayonnaise and spinach. Whoo, boy. That was good. So I called Walmart and told them because I didn't want them to think, and I didn't get my oat milk ice cream. Now, if y'all ain't tried Breyer's oat milk ice cream, y'all missing out. Because I'm going to tell you something. It tastes just like, Jim, Amy and I figured it out the other night. I said, do you know what that tastes like? She said, what? I said, do you know it tastes just like what that ice cream tastes? She said, what? I said, it tastes just like the inside ice cream of a brown cow. It's the same consistency of a brown cow ice cream, on the stick. So I was sitting here thinking this morning because we got that ribeye, and then I got us a 2-pack of steaks that I caught on sale at HEB, and I thought, because we're going to have steak to celebrate Memorial Day and honor the vets and all that stuff. And I got thinking, she said, well, we could grill it outside, and I'm like, yeah, because we have a charcoal grill. We don't have a gas grill. And this morning I was sitting here thinking, it's windy out there and dusty. They say you got to clean the grill. I tell you how I clean my grill. I don't know how you clean yours, but when I had a gas grill, I fired it up. Or if I have a charcoal grill, I put it all in there and fire it up and let it get scalding hot, burn the stuff off, scrape it a little, and then slap her on there. That's how we do it, and we don't clean all that. It takes the flavor off of it. But anyway, I was sitting here thinking, or I could take that cast iron skillet and sear those steaks on both sides and finish them in the air fryer, but not on air fryer, but in the oven. So, Jim Sharp, you are correct, sir. You can get a fine tasting steak on a cast iron skillet on the stovetop in a heartbeat and then finish it in the oven. So I would agree completely. Listen, I want to thank y'all for spending time with us today, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend with your families, and say thank you to a veteran or to a Gold Star family, or to someone who remember that one that you've lost or that one that still serves. And we thank you so much. Go check us out during the week. Like I said, we've got some links up for the wish list for things that we want to do and projects, and also for things that we want to give away on the air. And I've just listed some things. It can be variations of all that. If you're a company out there and you want to try your product, we're glad to do it. We used to do a ton of that, and I just kind of gotten away from it, but I'm where I can do that now because we want to share that with our listening audience. And we thank you so much. Thank you for being part of what we do each and every Saturday morning. And, go to the YouTube, go to the TikTok, go to the Instagram, go to all that, because that helps us. It helps us, grow our base and just reach more people, because if we can reach more people, we can help more people. So thank y'all so much for everything you do. God bless you. We appreciate you. And I look forward to seeing y'all next Saturday, but I will be doing a video on enchiladas this week. So we'll talk about that coming up Saturday and have more home improvement and living on the road RV things for you. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time on Rick's House.
Oh, well, it's Rick's House. Figure it out, 'cause it's Rick's House.